Hello there, I'm Pat Simpson from HGTV's Before and After Fix It Up and Room to Improve. Thank you so much for joining us today. In this video, we're going to show you how simple it is to install these CedarSafe natural closet liner panels. It's a very simple, easy, do-it-yourself project, and depending on the size of your closet, it's going to take you a half a day to a full day to complete. And once you're all done, you're going to have a closet that looks good and smells great. And the natural cedar scent from the panels is going to help repel moths, roaches, and silverfish in your closet. These panels are easy to install, require no finishing, resist mildew, and are very affordable. For example, you can install our closet liner panels yourself in a 180 square foot closet for between $150 and $200. Now the tools you're going to need for the installation process, very basic tools. A standard claw hammer. You're also going to need a saw, a hand saw, a miter saw, or a circular saw. You're going to need a speed square. You'll need a tape measure, and you'll need a carpenter's pencil. And depending on your application, you're going to need either nails or subfloor adhesive. For nails, you'll need 1 1/4 inch colored paneling nails for installation over drywall. In older homes with plaster and lath, longer nails may be needed. If splitting occurs during nailing, pre-drill holes for the nails. Also, subfloor adhesive can be used with or without nails, and to keep it simple, we're going to break the installation process down into 7 steps. Measure the walls to determine the square footage of the closet. Measure the width and height of each wall. Then use our closet planner application on CedarSafeClosets.com to determine how many 4x8 CedarSafe closet panels you'll need. Once at the closet planner page on the website, select Panels. Then enter the number of walls in your closet. Next, provide the height and width of each wall in inches or in feet. The results will tell you how many panels of CedarSafe you'll need to complete your closet. Finally, visit almost any major home improvement store across the U.S. to buy your panels. Use the Where to Buy page on our site to find the retailer near you. This page can also be used to find our product's in-store location and to obtain item or SKU numbers. First, we'll need to prep the walls. All walls should be as smooth as possible, so you'll want to clear the walls of any nails, hooks, or shelf brackets. Now here's one special note for you before you get started. Once you purchase your CedarSafe panels, you need to bring them into your home and place them near the area in which they're going to be installed. The reason you're doing this is to let them acclimate for 48 hours prior to the installation. That lets them get used to the room's climate and the room's environment. Like all wood, cedar will expand and contract with moisture, so letting them acclimate for 48 hours before you put them on the wall will reduce any gaps being seen or any warping once the closet is finished. Okay, our wall is prepped now and we're ready to install our first panel. You see these pencil marks? These are where we have located the studs to be because you need to nail through the panel into the stud. Now we use an electronic stud finder to find these. If you don't have a stud finder, the old-fashioned way, with your fist until it's solid, or you can tap with a hammer and locate those studs and make the marks. Now once you put the panel up, these marks will disappear. So use a tape measure. Measure from the corner out and make note of these measurements as to where the studs are located. Then, once you put your panel up, you nail through the panel and right into those studs. So now we're ready to put the first panel up. When installing your panels, leave at least 1/8 inch space between each one, the floor, and the ceiling. The 1/8 inch spacing will allow for the natural expansion and contraction of the panels. If you're installing your panels by using 1 1/4 inch panel nails, be sure to space the nails 6 inches apart on panel edges and 12 inches apart in the center. In addition, you should also make sure to nail across the panels from left to right. Now, if you're going to be using a subfloor adhesive to attach your panels to the wall, make sure that you run a bead of adhesive along the edge on the back side of the panel, also along the stud lines on the back of the panel, and of course along the top and bottom edge of each panel. Make sure to read and follow the manufacturer's instructions on the back of the tubes, and if there are any ventilation procedures, make sure that you adhere to them. What the adhesive will do is provide a firm bond that won't be weakened by the natural oils in the cedar panel. Now, this is the very first panel that we installed. This is probably the most important one as far as the install goes. Make sure that it's perfectly plumb, meaning straight up and down. If this one is racked or crooked, then all the others will be as well, much like hanging wallpaper. Make sure that first run is perfectly straight. You see this decal, the sticker? This is the face of the panel. Make sure that it's facing into the closet. Make sure all the panels are that way, and you'll get a much more consistent look around your closet. And finally, once you get your first piece in, work your way around consistently. Don't skip a space. Go ahead and put the next panel, all the way around. When working around doorways, run the panels all the way up to the trim. Cutting and fitting is usually required above doorways as well. Install molding in the corners, at the base, and at the ceiling as needed for a professional finish. Well, all the cedar panels are in place now and the closet looks great. And you know, no finishing is required on the cedar panels. In fact, to do so would defeat the purpose, because any type of seal on this would seal in the aroma of the cedar, and that's the reason you put the cedar in to begin with. Now, occasionally you may see the oil, the natural oil that's in the cedar, work its way to the surface and crystallize on the surface, and that's going to seal in the aroma. But that's not a problem. Just take some sandpaper and lightly sand the surface every few years or whenever that occurs, and that smell is going to be once again back in your closet just like you want. If you follow these 7 easy steps, you're going to be well on your way to a beautiful new closet that looks great. It's going to protect your clothes for years to come. Thanks for your time. Good luck with your project.